to retire and hoping to go out on a winning note. The best he can do is sit there and watch his teammates go through it. He's one of the most popular players on the peninsula, and I know that they'll be playing a little bit harder for Vic Ty here this afternoon. OK, getting ready for it. Referee Eddie Ward blows the whistle. They're underway in the 83 Brisbane Rugby League Grand Final. From the kick-off, Colin Part feeds it away, and coming up there will be the winger in John Chapman. So now, what can we expect in the first 10 minutes, Michael?
A little bit of rugged stuff, or we should, although in the last time these teams played, nothing like that at all happened.
Last time they did play, it was pretty straight up and down. Eastern Suburbs, of course, won that match by 11 points to 5. Here's ball Khan. Khan put down on the tackle of Max Sowell. Getting up to play it now. Dummy half is Shane Bernardin. Cuts over the head of Benson and eventually back there to Terry Webb, so they're going to use Webb quite a bit. Gavin Payne back there to take it. Payne starts to move. He's up to the halfway mark before he's put down. He'll play it. Lindenberg is the dummy half. He's stepping out in brand new jerseys today. Coming through, yes.
Oh, silly play by the 5'8".
Steve Blinkley coming up to kick the ball away then as Mark McDonald went to take a quick tap, and now that allows Shane McNally to have a shot at goal.
And they're the mistakes Barber does not want his team making. McNally's gained, what, a good 15 metres, 12 to 15 metres there. Not that he needed it in the first place. He's a magnificent kicker.
Yes, that's one of the things that could end up being quite a key part of this match this afternoon. The kicking of Shane McNally, although John Chapman did pretty well last week. In their match, Chapman ended up with 6 from 9. Wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad performance at all. So Shane McNally attempting to register the first points on the board in this 83 grand final. He's kicked 64 goals from 93 attempts, a 69% success rate. Head-on shots. Man in front there for Redcliffe, of course, is Shane Bernardin. And there's their fullback, Mark Forster. Back onto his mark is Shane McNally. Very warm at Lang Park. Here he is on the way. Are these the first points in the match? They certainly are. 2 points on the board. Eastern Suburbs, after only just over 1 minute of play, go to a lead of 2 points to 0. Shot of the outer, and you can see there's not too many shirts floating about out there, Michael. They're down to the nitty-gritty.
Yes, it's real beach-going weather. A good crowd at Lang Park here. I'm getting back to that McNally business. Redcliffe will not want to be giving away penalties inside their own half.
Here's John Chapman back, ready to kick off. Be interesting to see if they favour that high kick-off, Mick, that they used in the major semi-final against Eastern Suburbs, where they put it up nice and high. They're doing that too. It gives their forwards plenty of time to get through. Lindenberg was in a little bit of trouble there, sizing it up.
He was going to protect the recipient, but unfortunately for Lindy, he had to go in and receive it. I believe Strudwick reckoned they were accidental kicks, if I remember rightly, Bill.
He did say that last week on the show, but I don't know whether he was totally serious. Larry Brigginshaw puts it over, was knocked out in the tackle there by Paul Kahn. It's going to be taken back there for Redcliffe. Penalty.
Correct decision. He took it cleanly and went down, and they didn't give him the 5 metres.
There's Mark Forster coming up there to take it.
He's changed his shoes, has he, Bill?
Yes, that's why I hesitated for a moment. I was just about to say Forster, and I didn't see the white shoes. Maybe he can remember Graham Langland's wearing them in a Sydney Rugby League Grand Final and had the worst game of his career. So now Brown takes a tap across to Bernardin, then outside to Kahn. Kahn, they got it moving nicely and still going. Got to be lost this time, though. East lose it. Everyone dies at a double knock-on coming up. So, plenty of action there when Redcliffe had possession.
Set move from Redcliffe. Looked very enterprising, I might add, as well.
Running for the scrum to back down, and it will be Larry Brigginshaw to feed. It's 5 metres inside Eastern Suburbs territory. Bright new jerseys from East. They really stand out. Bigger numbers, the whole lot. Penalty now to Redcliffe.
They're the little things that I can't understand about Eddie Ward, because you just cannot keep 12 guys on a mark. Physically impossible it is.
So now we'll see Terry Webb to kick for a touch. And he's not taking any chances. Certainly not looking for great gains distance-wise. Now Bernardin to take the tap. Bernardin sends it across over there. That's Boxall.
He's wearing number 9, Bill, but he is playing in the front row today.
Yes, the man in number 11 is Trevor Benson, who's come in as lock forward. Bit of a wonder whether he was going to play in jersey 11. They thought it might be too big for him because there's not a great deal to him. We know him much better as a back, but he has played in the hooking in the lock forward position this year and has done well. That's John Chapman, put to the ground. Coming across is Ray Kelly. Underneath was Tengel, his centre partner. Redcliffe rucking it away. Nice and tight in the opening part of it.
Taking it for dummy half, but they're not going anywhere today like they did last week.
Now, they had plenty of room up there. This is Paul Cone. A lot of room up the centre against Valleys. Bernarden is the dummy half, but it's played forward. Going ahead is Carter. Now he puts up a bomb. Payne is back there. Bernarden's pouring down on top of him. He's lost the ball. It's picked up by Brown. Brown cutting across field, but runs straight into a pile of defence over there. You're going to have to play it, though. And they're only about 8 metres out now. Redcliffe putting on a bit of pressure. Fullerton Smith over the top. It's rolling loose. Going to be dived on over there, but it's going to be a knock-on.
Young Mark McDonald taking a bit of a chance. Basically, he had to stop that long pass from getting out to the far side of the Redcliffe attack.
He's an Australian under-18 rep, is McDonald. And this is Hart, crossover to Foster coming into it. Foster standing up, but just about to pass, but decide to hang on to it. He'll play it now. Bleakley is the dummy half. Bleakley across. Coming up is Benson. Benson going very close to the line. As I said, there's not a great deal of him, but he used what he had there, and he's only about a metre out. He'll play it now. Back onto Part. Part gets it away to Fullerton Smith, then to Cherry. Cherry flicks it back inside. That's Brennan. Brennan all ball rolling loose. Picked up by Fullerton Smith and crashed to the ground.
Good defence from Eastern Suburbs. They're in a heap of trouble then.
Bleakley's coming up as the dummy half. Bleakley goes himself. Wouldn't be trying to get it in there, but he's moved it across field a little bit. The final tackle coming up right now, so get ready for the bomb. There's Terry Webb, and away it goes. Let's see how it comes down. Players going in all directions. Payne going up, McDonald going up. It bounces back. Terry ends up with it, but he's tackled by Tengdall. Into the tackle count, so it'll be an Eastern Suburbs ball. I think they'll be quite happy to have it.
Oh, yes. Redcliffe were putting plenty of pressure on them there, and they came out 100%.
Nice bright start, Michael.
Yes, they're throwing it around both sides.
Oh, now they've lost it. Eastern Suburbs losing it in there. That'll be Cavill Hugh. And so we'll have a scrum coming up just inside the Eastern Suburbs quarter. Colin Part to feed. 2 points to nil. Eastern Suburbs lead. In it goes. East winning it against the feed. But quickly going to be wrapped up. That's Brigginshaw standing up this time. It was Lindenberg that fed that was up there as the halfback on that occasion.
Brennan going in for 2 tackles in a row there. Good work.
Shane McNally is dummy half. Not much chance of getting through there. Now Sal from dummy half. This is Gavin Jones. Well wrapped up on that occasion. The man to tackle him was Bernarden. Play from dummy half. Sal back over to Brigginshaw. Lindenberg. Then away to Tengdall. They keep it flying. Here's Brad back up. Crunched into touch by This is Colin Part over to Bleakley. Bleakley away to Part. Now he gets it to Forster. This is good stuff. Forster still going, but wrapped up. Over the top went Payne. And the man in underneath to pull him down was Ray Kelly. Cherry from the dummy half there. And eventually put down. Tackler over there is Leman. About to play it. Bleakley dummy half. On to Benson. Terry Webb this time dummy half. Redcliffe's lead is 2 points to nil. Part over to Bernarden. Back on to Fullerton Smith. Lost it. Recovers.
And that's an aspect of Fullerton Smith's game that he's got to tidy up. I thought he had already, but senior footballers and especially international footballers just do not drop the ball like that under pressure.
Larry Brigginshaw to feed. East just inside their own quarter at this stage. 8 minutes of the match gone so far. Brigginshaw quickly across to Gavin Payne, the fullback. Can't get away from that tackle. Sliding it underneath was Bleakley. Brigginshaw from dummy half again. Kelly. Redcliffe defence still nice and tight too, Mick.
Yes, East have been down here for about 4 or 5 minutes. I want to get out of here.
Lindenberg says, I agree. He puts up a little kick. He's following out after it, but it goes over his head. Jerry ends up with it. And Jerry eventually put to the ground. He's midway between the quarter and halfway. Still in Eastern Suburbs territory. That's where most of the players been so far. Brown right over the top. This is Brennan. Brennan up over the quarter. Into touch. Nice covering tackle coming across over there from Larry Brigginshaw, the captain from East.
Brennan taking over the wing roll there for a little minute. Out on the flank.
Waiting for this scrum to back down. It's 20 metres out now from the Eastern Suburbs line. In it goes. Referee Ward wanting it in again. He doesn't get a result this time, which he does. Brigginshaw to Lindenberg, then away to Payne. Payne working across field to try and get away from Brennan, but no chance. This Redcliffe defence really throwing themselves into it. And that is certainly not where Easts want to be. They want to be out of their own quarter at least. So Trevor Patterson takes it up, the Rothmans gold medal winner.
A little chip kick over the top there from Lindenberg early. They'll have to do more of that, and here's Brigginshaw doing just that.
John Chapman loses it, and it's into touch. Now, Chapman might have had a little bit of sun in his eyes, but he muffed it.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, Foster didn't do too much to help him on that occasion. Here it comes again. Just watch it. Chapman can't handle it, and Foster just sort of says, well, hard cheese, fella. Watched it bounce out over the sideline.
Here's Brigginshaw now, Eastern Suburbs up inside the Redcliffe half for the first time in this match, I feel. Here's Kelly on the way now. He's found the gap, and away to Tingle. Tingle, no chance of getting through. 10 metres inside Redcliffe territory. Dummy half is Brad Backer. Has a little bit of a trot, doesn't get far. Away from dummy half. Tingle taking it up. East in a bunch there at the moment, Mick.
Yes, they are. There's no semblance of a back line at all. Quite surprising.
Lindenberg has a little bit of a run. He's up to the quarter before he's put down. Dummy half is Max Sal. Sal will swing it back to Shane McNally. There's the bomb from McNally. Going very high. Forster's coming up. It bounces off a couple of shoulders straight to the hands of Cherry. Cherry starts to move. He's up to the quarter line. And eventually put over.
Having a good start to the game, Cherry. Very steady, not doing anything stupid.
That's John Chapman thrown to the ground this time. The tackle there from Cavill-Hugh. Dummy half Bernard. Redcliffe's lead is 2 points, or rather East's lead is 2 points to 0 at the moment. That's Paul Kahn. Penalty by Shane McNally. Very, very early in the match. Fullerton Smith. They're up to about 10 metres from the halfway mark, Redcliffe. There's a grubber kick by Benson, and will find touch. So the scrum to pack down. 5 metres inside East territory.
East looked dangerous when they got down into Redcliffe's quarter, putting up the bomb, and, well, lucky not to get points.
Harry Brigginshaw lining up with it. And a penalty, Redcliffe way. Incorrect feed by the halfback. So Redcliffe kick for touch and take it up from there.
Makes you wonder, you know, they have the loose and they have the head and they've got the put in. You can't get much more, and you don't really have to put it in the second row like that.
It's a big start when you've got all those other things, isn't it?
Yes, it's not warranted at all, that second row business anymore.
So now they take the tap. That's Brown coming across onto the mark, back over to Bernarden, then to Kahn. Kahn to Bernarden again. Bernarden loses it in the tackle. It's rolling loose. Eventually he's come onto it, but nobody seemed in too much of a hurry to get there. Tingle eventually to play it right on the quarter line. Ray Kelly, his centre partner, is the dummy half. This is Gavin Jones. Dummy half is Max Sal. There's Patterson. Sal again. Brigginshaw. Lindenberg. Cuts out Cavill-Hugh, gets it to Kelly. Tingle. Tingle to crossfield, but well spotted over there by Mitch Brennan again. Away from dummy half Kelly. Almost through, but eventually wrapped up. Tackler there was Steve Cherry. So away from dummy half McNally, over to Cavill-Hugh, then they slip it back to Lindenberg. Lindy puts the boot underneath it, going high. Forster's back there and takes it nice and safely. Decides to start to move. Cavill-Hugh there, and Hugh will eventually put him down. Forced him back a bit in the tackle also. So now away from the dummy half, it's Brown, but not getting far. Out this time to Terry Webb. Webb up to about 7 metres short of the halfway mark. Chapman from dummy half. Works across field. Tackler Kelly. Now Shane Bernarden arrives on the scene as dummy half. Over to Colin Part outside to Bleakley. Bleakley onto Forster in from the fullback posse. Then Cherry, quick hands onto Brown. Brown back over the top to Cherry again. Cherry sends it away to Colin Part. This is good, but Part, oh, they keep it going. And eventually coming to a hold about 24 metres out from the line. Good play. Bleakley's up as dummy half. Back to Colin Part. He puts up a bomb. Not the best of them. It'll land just about on the quarterway. Webb takes it. Then back to Part. Part says, I'll have another go. This one isn't any better. Bernard knocks it away. McDonald will end up with it. And so Eastern Suburbs are going to get it eventually. So they've got it now.
Wasn't good tactics from Redcliffe. Better to run onto it and attack than fiddle around like that.
So now it's Eastern Suburbs. Can they do any attack from here? Lindenberg back over there to Gavin Jones. Big fellow up the centre. Sal in his dummy half. 2 points to nil. East's lead. 14 and a half minutes of the match gone so far. That's Trevor Patterson. He's lost it. Very quickly jumping on it. It is John Boxall. So away from dummy half Benson. Cavill Hugh pulls him down.
Redcliffe running from dummy half. A quick pass does the trick. Better than that.
Fullerton Smith. Shane Bernarden now. Bernarden over there to Terry Webb. Trying to go one way to get away from the tackle of Patterson, but couldn't. Hart. Bleakley. Back over to Paul Kahn. On her parts, over the top. Bit risky, but Terry pulls it down. Still going. And Terry held up 30 metres out from the east line. Final tackle. So Part swings it back over there to Shane Bernarden. The grubber kick for touch. It bounces off McDonald. He's going back. He dies on top of it. Just as well, he had Brown right behind him. So they'll attempt to ruck it out from there, Eastern Suburbs. Payne taking it up there.
Not doing a bad job of it either.
Dummy half Sal, back over to Brigginshaw. Lindenberg. Lindenberg got away from Webb's tackle initially, but was just put off balance, so much so that Paul Kahn could claim him. So now Sal turns it back inside. Patterson, the man, onto the quarter.
Pace slowed down quite a little bit, so now, Bill.
Here's Larry Brigginshaw. Forster with a little bit of a run, but it bounces nice and high, so he ends up with a bit of time. He decides to run it out. He's up to the halfway mark, and down he goes.
Was thinking about flipping it out one-handed, I think, there for a moment.
Yeah, I'm sure the thought crossed his mind. This is John Chapman, chased over there by Kelly. Also underneath is Jones. Still nice and tight in the early part of this grand final. Easts with a lead of 2 points to nil. There's a bump in there, but I think it was unintentional.
Accidental.
So now we see Bernarden's dummy half to Colin Part, then to Bleakley. Bleakley was making some ground.
Ran into Patterson. Here it is.
Yeah.
You could see it was accidental, that.
I say, here's McDonald now with it. Cutting back inside, but he's well wrapped up there by the tackle of Benson.
By Jove, that Benson's doing some work in there. There he goes again.
Gavin Jones, the man taking it up for Eastern Suburbs. John Boxall back onto his feet after that bit of a bump. Trainer has done the treatment on him. That's Trevor Patterson.
They're not hitting the wall with that antagonism, Eastern Suburbs. They've got to run onto it.
Lindenberg. Ooh, not a good one. Kelly couldn't get to it. Tingle takes it on the bounce. Can't get away from the tackle of Cherry. And also in there was Mitch Brennan. These two centres going well for Redcliffe at the moment. Not only in attack, but defence has been good too.
Certainly have. And you can see East tactics, viewers at home. Kick it downfield and play Redcliffe in their own half. And not doing a bad job of it either.
Not too sure what Forster was trying to do then. Had a bit of everything. But he's put down just inside his own quarter line now. He'll play it. This is Terry Webb. Dummies, he's away. Chapman it is. Chapman back inside. This is Colin Parts. Tackled by Payne. And wrapped up about 5 metres inside East territory. Dummy half is Bleakley.
Did you see what that one pass from the dummy half did for Redcliffe on that occasion?
Shane Bernarden waiting for something to happen. Now back inside to Chapman. Chapman across to Webb. Oh, almost intercepted by Larry Brigginshaw. Referee to play the knock on.
Redcliffe's reflexes getting a bit slow. You could see Brigginshaw coming and still passed it. Pity for Eastern Suburbs, he couldn't have hung on to that one.
And Steve Stacey, of course, who is unavailable for this match. Out with injury, replaced by young Mark McDonald out there. He's had a little bit of work early.
And doing it quite well, I might add.
Colin Part to feed the scrum. In it goes. Redcliffe ball. Not a penalty. Incorrect feed. Little bit of pushing and shoving over there. Oh, Boxall just let one go. Straight off. Straight into Trevor Patterson.
I think we might have a little look at that. He won't get any minutes, but Patterson's okay.
Boxall let one go. There was just a little bit of toing and froing, and then all of a sudden, whooshka. And the Rothmans gold medal winner hit the deck. penalty brings play up to 30 metres out from the Redcliffe line. 2 points to nil, and we're approaching halfway through the first half of this match. Now let's see, McNally across field. Who comes away with it? It'll be Cavill-Hugh. Dummy half is Sal. Getting up close to that Redcliffe quarter line now.
Be interesting to see his tactics now they're in Redcliffe's quarter.
You might have forgotten what to do, Mick. They haven't had a great deal of time up there. Gavin Jones knocked over by Fullerton Smith. Dummy half, Brett LeMan. LeMan running it out. Oh, sends a pass to no one. Lindenberg eventually picks it up. That's not good stuff. Maxall.
They were still able to recover, though, Eastern Suburbs. Redcliffe slow to get on top of that.
Here's McNally away from the dummy half, trying to bullock his way through.
That's the way to hit the line.
Now the dummy half coming up is Sal. It is the final tackle. There's little Lindenberg. Lindenberg up nice and high. This is a good one. Plenty of pressure on. Up goes Forster. Down comes Forster, and he's taken it in the in-goal area.
Oh, took it beautifully. Heaps of pressure. This is grand final, and that's grand final stuff. Here it comes again.
You can see Lindy letting go. Now we'll have to wait a little while for it to come down.
It had ice on it.
And there's Forster going up. Oh, he was a fair way away from it. Mickey's had to pull it right back.
Yes, he knew they were coming, breathing down his neck.
So now it's Eastern Suburbs taking it up again. They're just about on the quarter line. Sale into dummy half. He'll get away to McDonald coming into the action. The winger will be going straight back to the wing, I feel, after that.
Fullerton Smith didn't miss.
Here's Lindenberg. He's out of one tackle. Still going Lindenberg. Oh, if only he could have got it away, but was wrapped up. Well wrapped up in the tackle. Mitch Brennan, the man to take him ball and all there. Brigginshaw back on to Brett LeMan. LeMan feeds it away to Ray Kelly. Kelly to Tengdall. There's no winger out there, of course. McDonald came back inside, and then Kelly comes away with it again. And he's wrapped up.
Redcliffe defending grimly.
Here's McNally, his dummy half this time. McNally, yes, he gained a little bit of ground this time. Not quite as impressive as last time. Dummy half Kelly. Back on to Lindenberg. Now he puts up a little kick. He's following after it. There's plenty of players there. Forster's got it. It's juggled out of his hands, but oh no, they've claimed it. Player back behind Forster was half-back Colin Parts. Redcliffe
helped him recover.
Redcliffe under a heap of pressure here now. Here's the up and under again. Following out after it. Down she comes. And Forster lost. Rolls on the ground, and there's Colin Park quickly. Brigginshaw wasn't far away. It is still just the 2 points. 2-0. 17 minutes remaining in this first half of the match. Ray Kelly to play it on the quarter line. Away from dummy half is Patterson. Good strong run away from the dummy half spots. He'll play it. Sale from dummy half. Brigginshaw. Brigginshaw away this time to Gavin Jones. Flying through the big fellow. Getting up to play it. Brett LeMan, the dummy half. The big chance for the Tigers now. Brigginshaw with a little grubber kick. He was held back a bit, I feel, but the referee says play on. It's back over the dead ball line.
Oh, an action aplenty. By Joe, Redcliffe just holding on, and Colin Part was the guy who took Gavin Jones high and came off second best.
Certainly did. There's Brigginshaw. Khan knocked him away a bit. I think it would have been too far for him to be any chance of getting near it. But yes. Then, of course, it's covered there by Redcliffe, scooping it back over the dead ball line. So it's Redcliffe still not out of the horrors because they have another goal line dropout. And this is Payne coming across field to take it. That's McDonald. Going to Patterson. Patterson got it out. This could be trouble if they let it go. Backer gets it on the bounce. Chapman coming at him. He's away from Chapman. Gets it on this time to Kelly. Kelly pulled down 5 metres out. He's putting on plenty of pressure now. Dummy half up there is Jones. Back to McDonald. There's another 6 tackles too. McDonald, I don't know how he got it out, but Brigginshaw ends up with it. Lindenberg, oh, no chance through there. Wrapped up very strongly. Paul Khan, the tackler. Dummy half is Tengdall. Back over to McNally. He in turn away over there to Maxall, or Cavill-Hugh it is, Cavill-Hugh. Now to play it now, McNally away from dummy half. Taken by the marker there, so they didn't gain much out of that occasion. Dummy half played forward by McNally. And he's pretty close to that line too. He'll get up to play it. Maxall, the dummy half. Can Redcliffe withstand this pressure the Tigers have been putting on? There's been plenty of it. That's Brigginshaw. Still a couple of metres out. Final tackle. Mark Forster, get ready for some more work. Max Sowell from dummy half. Swings it back to Lindenberg. There's another one of Lindy's. Forster coming across field. He won't have too much pressure this time. Matter of fact, it'll bounce back over the dead ball line.
Comes out for a tap on the 22-metre line, and Redcliffe survive. A very concerted attack from Eastern Suburbs.
So play coming back onto the halfway mark now. Onto the quarter line, rather.
Well, that was an exciting bit of football. And isn't it different when Eastern Suburbs, Bill, hit that line with a bit of aggression? They look different team altogether.
So now Redcliffe to take the tap on their own quarter line. Shane Bernarden sends it back to John Boxall. Back to Bernarden. Then away this time to Steve Bleakley. Dummy half waiting for it, Bernarden. Benson. Benson eventually put to the ground.
Redcliffe allowing Benson to go at his own. All on his own.
Bernarden, Fullerton Smith. Tackle on the halfway mark. Backer going in there to assist. Away from dummy half. Bernarden to Colin Parts. Then Paul Kahn. Kahn going to ground with it. It's right in centre field. It's about 5 metres played forward. 5 metres inside East territory. He kicked across field and he's going to find touch. I think they all got a fright more than anything.
Well, the idea was great, but the kick was not executed in the correct manner.
Well, he found touch. I suppose that's something, Michael.
OK, you win.
So we wait for the scrum to go down now. Larry Brigginshaw lining up with it.
As the feed. Let's hope he doesn't put it in the second row.
He'll take it out. Way to Lindenberg. Spotted very quickly by the 5'8" Bleakley. Cross there very smartly. Not sure what they're going to happen in here. He's going to rule a knock on. I don't know how he can rule that.
Oh, I'd have to agree with him. A bit of,
would you?
Yeah, it's a bit of mucking around getting up there, and he's lost the advantage.
Yeah, but he dropped it back. How can it be a knock on?
But he's supposed to play it, Bill. He's supposed to play.
But he ruled a knock on, Michael.
They did that afterwards.
Well, he should have got in early if he was that good.
We'll agree to disagree.
In by Colin Part. It'll come out East's way. And Larry Brigginshaw dives on it. Just inside that quarter line. Away from dummy half. Brad Backer trying to sneak through. Doesn't get far. Is wrapped up in the tackle of Benson. Max Sowell decides to go himself. They all expected Brett Lemand to take it, actually. Nice hefty stuff there too.
There's Eddie Ward having a little quiet chat to Fullerton Smith.
Here's Patterson. Patterson up to about 8 metres short of the halfway mark. He's getting up trying to play it. Now he does. And he's going to give a penalty now to Eastern Suburbs.
Well, he's been not lenient, but he hasn't blown the whistle much, Mr. Ward, and it was warranted on that occasion.
So it'll be Gavin Payne to kick for touch. Having a look at scrums, they're going East way by 6-2, and East are getting penalties 4-3. They've won a couple of scrums against the feet, East, which has been a very big help to them. It's enabled them to keep this pressure on Redcliffe, Mick.
Yes, and that's what they're doing, and they're about to do the same again.
So Shane McNally about to take a tap. Works across field. Cavill Hugh loses it in the process.
And I cannot see for the life of me those rehearsed type moves like that.
So now it's Redcliffe keeping it going. That's Mitch Brennan. Got out of Kelly's tackle. Let's get away for the next one though. Tackler there was Brett Lemand. So it's Redcliffe now. We're quite happy to have the ball for a little bit. They've been defending grimly for a good 10-minute period. This is Terry Webb.
Yes, they have, and they've done that quite well.
Forces up his dummy half to Paul Kahn. Out of one tackle, looking away. Got the pass on to Forster, who's up in the action, but he's tackled. Bernarden dummy half, back over there to Terry Webb. Penalty against East this time.
Didn't think East were offside on that occasion.
Calling in John Chapman to go for the equaliser. So at this stage, after 29 minutes of play, in the first half, we have East with a lead of 2-0. John Chapman seeing what he can do about that.
Well, it's been a very grand final type game of football. Actually, we've been knocking these teams coming up to the finals and that for not throwing the ball around, but quite the reverse this afternoon, as you would have to agree at home. They're giving the ball plenty of air both sides. some great attack and some terrific defence to hold both teams out.
John Chapman has kicked 28 goals from 42 attempts, a success rate of 67%.
I'll have to make this remark again, Bill. Wouldn't it be hot down there in the heart of Lang Park?
Well, there's not much breeze about, Mick.
No, and the haze has come down on them.
Here's John Chapman on his way. How is he? He doesn't look too good. Away to the left-hand side of the uprights, taken by Gavin Payne. Payne will be able to run it out, although they're trying to force him back into the in-goal area. I think they succeed. They do, but it's a penalty. 20 metres out now from the eastern suburbs line. Tap is going to be taken by Max Sale. Well, they're going to try another rehearsed move. Cavill-Hugh holds on to it this time. But he did run into a bit of opposition there, headed off by Paul Kahn.
Covered nicely by saying headed off.
And close behind there was Shane Bernard. So it's eastern suburbs down on their own quarter. 10 minutes of the first half remaining. And only the 2 points on the board. Here's Lindenberg, dummies. But he's well wrapped up. Boxall first cab off the rank. And then Bernarden again. Brigginshaw. There's the boot. Came off a Redcliffe player. Taken by Colin Part, though.
And Part knew they were all onside then too. He went in very quickly to recover.
This is John Chapman. McNally's out after him. Got away from McNally, but not the same success there with Larry Brigginshaw. Away from dummy half, Bernarden, Colin Part. Here's the little halfback on the go again. Just up to the quarter line before he's put down. Dummy half, Terry Webb. So it's Redcliffe marshalling their forces. Benson out wide to Cherry. Cherry kept it going. They're still going. Forster got it back inside then to Benson. Benson very, very close to that line. Here we go now, waiting for it from the play the ball. Webb has lost it, picked up then by Paul Kahn.
Oh, and they bombed a try then, Redcliffe. They really bombed one.
Final tackle coming up. Bernarden puts up the bomb. It'll be too far. Back over the dead ball line.
And that's panic for the first time from Redcliffe. They had plenty of time to do something on that particular occasion, and they didn't. They could have run it. Even though it was the last tackle, they could have gone on with it there.
And, of course, Eastern Suburbs now can take that tap on the quarter line.
Some very good passing, short passing from Redcliffe in those attacking movements.
This is Cavill-Hugh, unloads it. Brigginshaw outside then to Patterson. Patterson away this time to Tengdall. Quickly jumped on, though. Bernarden there. He's done a fair bit of work, Bernarden, so far. Shane McNally.
And that's idling into the hit. No good at all. You've got to run onto the ball if you're a front rower.
Maxall onto Patterson. Oh! Well, he thundered into that one.
Plenty of action.
Sent Bernarden flying. Sale from dummy half. Here's Gavin Jones. Jones up to about 8 metres short of the halfway mark. Dummy half waiting for it. Sale again. Brigginshaw. Lindenberg. Oh, Kelly lost it. Knocked forward over there. Picked up by Carr, but a penalty's offside.
Yes, he was offside. Touched by Redcliffe last. Crowd disagree, but Mr. Ward right on the spot and correct.
Here he goes again. Have another look at it. Working across that back line. Lindenberg was holding up here, but there's Cherry. Knocks the ball, yes, and Paul Kahn takes it. So he's ruled offside. So another penalty to Eastern Suburbs.
And these penalties getting East out of a bit of trouble, Bill, at this particular time.
Gavin Payne. To about 10 metres inside Redcliffe territory. So they'll take it up from there. So here they go again. Another of these moves, but McNally the only one to do it. Well, he stuck his head down, and that was about the end of the section. Maxall away from dummy half. Brigginshaw to McNally, back to Brigginshaw. A little bit disorganised here, Reece. Nobody quite sure who's going where.
Well, that was a rehearsed move, but Lindenberg was far too far away from Brigginshaw to pick that pass up.
Left him high and dry. Oh, here's a knock on. Wayne Lindenberg wasn't the best of passes.
I'd have to agree with you, though. He's not looking like a good attacking machine that they are. There's Lindenberg.
Colin Part with it now. Caught over there as the whole scrum wheeled around, and they just only had to move a little bit to get him. Brett Leman, of course, the man to do it. That's Bleakley. Tackled by Leman again. Colin Part. Over to Benson.
He's had a big game replacing Paulson. Mightn't be big in size, but he's big in heart.
So now here's Chapman into it. John Chapman, the winger, to about 5 metres inside East territory. East have a lead of 2-0. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Brennan, final tackle.
6 to go now, Bill. It was touched.
No, that's sorry. Brown plays it to no one. Bernard eventually appears on the scene. Colin Part, Bleakley up to the quarterway.
By Jove, he's got a bit of speed off the mark, Bleakley. That surprised me.
Dummy half this time is Colin Part. He works the blinds. Over there to Terry Webb. Webb almost through. Sends it away to Bleakley. And then eventually ending up at his Colin Part. They're putting on some nice attack here, Redcliffe. Here's their chance now. Let's see what happens. Mitch Brennan. Brennan pulled out a couple of metres out. Now it's the final tackle. Fullerton Smith from dummy half. Fullerton Smith back over there to Bernarden. Bernarden has another little kick. Carrying across fields. Oh, going for it was Cherry. They're still going. Did he get a hand to it? No try.
Oh, that was close. That was close stuff.
Here it goes again. Watch Bernarden. A good kick by Bernarden.
I'll tell you what, Backer's got plenty of speed, but look at Cherry mowing him down. Nothing touched yet. I think it was Backer that's knocked it on. And no touch.
Trying to get his boot to it. So now it's Eastern Suburbs off the hook a little bit there. Four and a half minutes remaining to the half-time break. Very tight scoring-wise. Only 2 points on that board. And they're beside the name of Eastern Suburbs, but they've lost it now. Colin Part comes away with it. Mistakes starting to come into it. This is Dave Brown.
Underrated winger is Brown too. Big, strong fellow.
Eventually knocked over by Trevor Patterson. Now Colin Part had to reach up to pull it back. Fullerton Smith, then away to Terry Webb. On to Cherry. Cherry starting to move. Cuts back inside and eventually held up. He's lost it, but he regathered. No, he hasn't. It's Briganshaw underneath will come away with it. So on to Brett LeMan. Runs straight into Bernarden.
I thought Cherry could have got that ball away on that occasion. Well, he's out there.
Trevor Patterson. Another tackle by Bernarden. He's done a heap of work in this first half. It's Gavin Jones. Still going as Jones. Up to just on the halfway mark. Dummy half Patterson. Lindenberg. Shape for the kick, then decide to run. Kelly, way to Backer. Backer puts in a little kick. Up there is Paul Kahn.
I would have to give that kick the Minties of the Year award, that one, mate. He didn't hardly get anything to it.
Forster running across field there. Bernarden from dummy half, over to Benson. Outside to Part, then Bleakley. But Brett LeMan there with a nice tackle to put him over. Dummy half waiting for it is Mitch Brennan. Brennan tackled by Briganshaw. Also McDonald into it. Getting close to the half-time break now. Here's Boxall.
Boxall didn't know he was going to get that one. Took off like a startled gazelle.
Did come as a bit of a surprise. Here's a kick now by Trevor Benson. But it's not into touch. So Gavin Payne will run it out. Payne now gets it away to Kelly. Here's a bit of a chance to Brad Backer. There's plenty of cover on its way. He got it back to Kelly though. Kelly stepping out, centre kicks, not a bad idea because here comes Payne up the centre. Will he get there? It'll be over the dead ball line. No try. Drop out from underneath the goal now. Let's have another look at it.
I don't know. I think it's a tap from the 22. I don't think
yes.
He got to touch it. Great work from Ray Kelly here. He's just about to drop it on the left shoe. Beautiful stuff. And that put Redcliffe into total chaos.
Payne was the man who was taking off up centre field there.
And it bounced out. So before he even got there, and a correct decision from Mr. Ward, he was right on the spot. Actually, he travelled as fast as that ball. And I can't say that for the players.
Okay, so now it's Redcliffe. With little Benson still going. Had a good first half as Benson. They've lost it though. It's going to be picked up by Cavill Hugh. From here, Brigginshaw. They let it go. This is Lindenberg. A long one. Ray Kelly. Kelly now to Brad Backer. Backer inside as Cherry grabs a hold of him. He's trying to keep it alive, but sent it straight to Cherry. Cherry tackle. We're into the final minute of the first half.
Never seen so many near misses in one half in all my life.
So there it is. John Chapman getting up to play it now. Away from dummy half. Terry Webb. Now he gets a pass to Fullerton Smith. Ian Turner's tackle about 8 metres short of the halfway mark.
Support slow to get to Fullerton Smith then.
Bernarden dummy half. Now back on to Mitch Brennan. Brennan moving solidly here. He's got Payne to beat. Coming at him from behind was Backer. Payne will pull him down about 10 metres out from that line. He'll get up to play it. Bleakley's up his dummy half. Kick through his legs, but it's into touch.
Oh, exciting first half. Brennan asking Mr. Ward what went on.
He wasn't terribly happy about a little bit in there and the play of the ball, I don't think.
Well, they wouldn't let him play the ball. Good tactics from Payne, and he got away with it.
This will be the final scrum of the first half. Hooter about to go. As Colin Part lines up with it. In by Party, he'll take it out. Cross over there to Bleakley. Bleakley trying to cut up the centre, but he's well wrapped up, and it's half-time at Lang Park. And a half-time score sees Eastern Suburbs leading by 2 points to... Back for the second half after a torrid first half, Michael. Certainly one of the tightest we've seen in Brisbane Rugby League for quite some time in the grand final.
Yes, really good grand final stuff. And oh, here's a bad blue from East. They recover. But yes, magnificent football from both sides. And of course, scoreless except for the Shane McNally conversion. 2-0 East way. But no tries scored, and that's a very good indication of the match. So
Max Salas up his dummy half now. From that, back to Gavin Jones. Jones attempting to take it up the centre. Gains a few metres before he's put down. Shane Bernarden, who's done a tremendous amount of work for Redcliffe in the first half. There's been some good performances from their team. I know we did mention Trevor Benson. He's been quite a success in that lock forward position.
Yes, and Bleakley surprised me with his blistering speed off the mark. The man with the ball right now has performed extremely well in the first half of Redcliffe.
Little Colin Part did plenty of work too. Got involved in things. There's Benson now. He's about 25 metres out from the Eastern Suburbs line. No tries in the match so far. John Boxall. Boxall to the quarter line. Bernarden is dummy half. Touched by the opposition. Another 6 tackles in there.
Webb knew that as he went onto that ball.
So Bernarden sending it back onto Colin Part. Part almost through. Just a couple of metres out. He'll play it down. Dummy half up there is Bernarden. He'll swing it away to Bleakley. Bleakley grabbed by Kelly. Kelly can hold him up. Bernarden dummy half again. Try to bullock around, but no chance. So back over there to Webb. Webb turns it on to Paul Kahn. Kahn will be very securely tackled there by Gavin Jones. Here's the final tackle. Watch for a bit of action now. Back over there to Terry Webb. Webb puts up the bomb that's carrying across field. He's looking for his winger, but not back by McConnell. Back over the dead ball line.
And it's East's turn to take a little bit of pressure from Redcliffe. By Jove, in that first half, we saw Redcliffe under heat.
Now going to be wrapped up and put to the ground. Tacklers over there. The 2 centres again. Tengdall and Kelly. So back on to Chapman. Dummy half Bernarden to Boxall. Oh, Boxall put down, crunched into the ground there. He's lost the ball too. I'm not surprised. Patterson came at him and he's injured.
He's feeling ill. Good, fair defence, tough stuff. Well, he's not looking too good. There it is. Coming up after this, I might make a comment that Chapman's been working quite hard for Redcliffe.
So there's Shane Bernarden letting it go. There you can see it. Whooshka.
And if you think we're only talking about the Redcliffe players, I'll tell you what, there's been some really good forward displays from Trevor Patterson and Cavill Hugh and Gavin Jones. They've been firing on all 8 cylinders, and Larry Brigginshaw in there and going flat out also.
So referee Ward just waiting for the stretcher to be off the field, and away they go now. It's Redcliffe getting that scrum. Colin Part at the back of it. So now it's Fullerton Smith. Fullerton Smith about 20 metres out from the eastern suburbs line. Redcliffe. They're trying desperately for a try. No one scored one in this match so far. There's Paul Kahn crashing his way through. He's close to that line. Oh, he's just held out. He'll play it. Dumping half up there is Forster. Kahn diving over the top. Put a knock on in there. Not quite sure what was happening there.
I don't think the players did either.
We can just see him going over the top there. I think he must have played it forward and tried to dive over, Mick.
Yes, it looked that way.
Eastern suburbs ball. Larry Brigginshaw. Injured in the tackle a little bit. He slowed up a bit. Must have got a bump. So now it's Patterson. Away from dummy half is Maxall. Kajewski in there as one of the tacklers. He's a replacement player. Shane McNally. McNally's lost it. It's going to be picked up by Bernarden. He in turn gets it away over there to Mitch Brennan. Can't afford to lose it. It's hard enough to get, Mick.
Yes, they're having trouble getting the ball from the scrum, Redcliffe.
So now it's Redcliffe in possession, with Shane Bernarden up as dummy half. Bernarden sending it back over there to his little halfback coming through in Colin Park. Redcliffe still about 18 metres out now from the east line. Away from dummy half to Benson, then Bleakley to Benson again. Away then to Paul Kahn, goes without it. Dived on by Brigginshaw. East possession. And Eastern Suburbs just down on their own quarter.
And if Redcliffe continue to make those type of mistakes, Eastern Suburbs might get away with this match. Kahn too busy trying to run fast rather than get the ball and then do his work.
Here's McDonald away from dummy half. Winger trying to find a way up the centre, but there's no such thing existing there at that stage. So away they go again. This is Patterson. Patterson about 20 metres short of the halfway mark with the final tackle coming up, so we'll look for Brigginshaw to put the boot into it. No, he's going to give it to Lindy, and Lindenberg can do that. So he'll drive it upfield. It's bouncing back over the quarter. Forster going back there will be the first one at home for Redcliffe. And Lindenberg right on top of him. McDonald coming into also. They combine to put him down. So it's up to Redcliffe now to get it out of their own quarter. Away from dummy half is Dave Brown. McDonald's over there. And eventually gets him into the ground. Tried up high, but eventually went for his ankles. So now this is Terry Webb. Still on the quarter line. Dummy half Bleakley. Cutting back inside this time is Benson. Bleakley from dummy half. He's still with that lead of 2 points to 0. Tackler there is Cavill-Hugh. Dummy half Fullerton Smith. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Terry Webb with the boot now. Big long one back there to Gavin Payne. He gets a nice bounce though. Gets it away to McDonald, who went without it. Referee to play that knock on. And they go, in by Colin Parts. Another east one against the feeds. Ooh, Lindenberg trying to sneak through. He's going to just try and get it around the corner there to Brigginshaw, but just couldn't get the break to do it. Here's Brigginshaw, grabbed by Colin Part.
A little bit of nonsense in the scrum breaking up then. Nothing to talk about it. Nothing to talk about, rather.
Ray Kelly back to Brett LeMan. Eastern Suburbs lock forward, held up 8 metres inside Redcliffe territory. Shane McNally. And a cross over there to Kelly. Kelly in turn put down just on the halfway mark. Dummy half is Tengdall. Back to Gavin Jones. Second round to 10 metres inside Redcliffe territory. Final tackle is on its way. East with a lead of 2 points to 0. Back to Brigginshaw. Over then to Lindenberg. They keep it going. This is Cavill-Hugh. Cavill-Hugh right over the top. McDonald takes this one, but he can't get away from Dave Brown. Put to the ground. Into the tackle count, and we'll have the changeover now. John Boxall has been taken to hospital. The report is that it doesn't look too serious, Michael, which is good news. But take him up there and have a good look at him up there. So
that's good to hear.
So that's John Boxall, who left the field a couple of minutes ago from Redcliffe, has been replaced now by Tony Kajewski. So it's Redcliffe, just about on the halfway mark. There's Kajewski, as a matter of fact, now. Put to the ground a couple of metres inside East Territory. The tackler there was Maxall. Bernarden crossed apart, then to Bleakley. Outside of Paul Kahn. Kahn tackled by Kelly, but he got his pass back. They're still going. This is Bleakley. Bleakley gets it away to Cherry. Cherry tackle. Is he into touch? Yes, into touch there on the far side of the ground there.
And Cherry tried to stay in field. He got the pass. He didn't have much room to move. And as soon as he received it, he swerved in field. But that cover defence of Eastern Suburbs came again. It's been coming all day.
8.5 minutes gone in this, the second half. As we see Larry Brigginshaw about to feed this scrum. Brigginshaw takes it out too. Now away to Lindenberg. Knocked over by Cherry. They've been on this fella today, Mick. He has had no chance of stepping through anywhere.
No, he's been trying little things, but it just hasn't been coming off.
That's Gavin Payne. Defence from both teams has been excellent. Of course, that's pretty much in evidence by the score. 2 points to 0. Here's McDonald's.
I wouldn't like to see them give him half a metre start.
He would go, I should imagine. Lindenberg with a little chip. Coming through is Kelly. Kelly takes it. Was going to get up, but Kajewski came straight down over the top and changed any idea of that. So here's Shane McNally. On then to Patterson. Patterson about 5 metres short of the halfway, and this is the final tackle. So what do they do? Send it back to Brigginshaw. He'll kick this time. Straight back. Oh, no. Forster lets it go over there to his winger in John Chapman. Chapman in turn put to the ground. He's 30 metres out from his own line.
East defence impeccable at present.
So here's Forster, the fullback. He's well boxed up. Bernarden from dummy half. Over to Webb. Webb unloads it. Bernarden, then across to Forster. Forster dummies. Gavin Jones there in cover. Couple of metres short of the halfway mark. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Still 2 points to 0. East's leading. Ooh, Fullerton Smith losing it. Now it's gone again.
And I tell you what, they was as close to a forward pass as we've seen all day.
Might have another look at it, Michael.
Yes, I'd say it was forward. Actually, he was fearful of taking it.
There's John Chapman put to the ground, and the tackle of both Backer and also Brigginshaw, the halfback. They're just about on the halfway mark now, the Dolphins. That's Benson.
How are those scrums going, Bill?
Scrums at this stage, Mick are East way by 9-6. Penalties are East way by 6-4. That's Kajewski.
Good run from Kajewski.
Bernarden from dummy half. Back over to Part. Then Bleakley. Bleakley away to Steve Cherry. Cherry taken. The two centres there. Tengdall and Kelly. Dummy half Bleakley. Now straightens up. Oh, unloaded there to Webb, but that had to be forward.
Oh, I don't agree, Bill.
I do.
All right. Might be worth another look. It was a nice short pass.
He was standing right beside him.
We'll see him. He runs across and then he straightens up. And here comes Webb. Ooh, I don't think there was too much wrong with that.
Yeah. No risk, Michael.
All right.
No risk.
Everyone's attacking me up here.
Well, the folks at home can work it out, but I'd say it was definite. So now Maxall to take the tap. They're midway between the quarter and halfway, down to their own territory. Easts looks as though they're lining up for tunnel ball there, but Gavin Jones the one to end up with it, or rather Patterson. Dummy half this time is McNally. McNally up over the halfway, he's still going. Shane McNally, big run, big run. Eventually got away from Part and also Forster right at the death. So now, can they take it up from here, Eastern Suburbs? Back to Lindenberg. Lindenberg across to Kelly. Kelly's breaking out the tackle coming in there from Brennan. Whoop, props and eventually held up, eventually grabbed and eventually thrown down to the ground even further. So from there, back it comes to Brigginshaw. Brigginshaw to Lindenberg. Lindenberg looking for someone coming through, finds Gavin Jones, who almost was going to pass it, but just couldn't get it away because he had Terry Webb hanging around the top of him. Here's Tengdall away from the dummy half. Final tackle's on its way, so back to Lindenberg again. Shapes to kick and now decides to run, and almost brought it off too.
Yes, he's been doing that quite a bit, shaping to kick and then running, because it's not much use kicking. Well, it would have been in that particular position, but upfield he hasn't been kicking.
So here's a changeover, and it's Redcliffe down inside their own quarter.
I might add that Redcliffe's defence fell away there. They missed 4 tackles in a row, and Eastern Suburbs. That's what they're looking for. A little bit of a crack in that defence.
Tony Cajusti getting up to play it. Bernarden back over to Colin Part. Outside then to Bleakley. Paul Kahn. Kahn taken by Brigginshaw from one side. Kelly from the other. He's just on the quarter. And here's Trevor Benson. Kicks. It bounces off a Redcliffe, East player rather. And eventually Fullerton Smith ends up with it. He in turn gets it away to Chapman coming through. Chapman back to Forster. Forster not sure what's happening, but eventually tackled. So Redcliffe cutting back from their own quarter and putting on a bit of pressure now as they let it go. Part getting it away to Bernarden. Bernarden outside of Mitch Brennan storming onto it. Brennan out of one tackle. He's lost to McDonald in there tackling him, but it's going to be a knock on.
Brennan should have held on to that one. He's not angry at McDonald. He's rather angry at himself for dropping it. And let's hope he's not getting a mess of the dropsies like he got last week.
Scrum to pack down 10 metres inside East territory. Brigginshaw to feed. East halfback takes it out, swings it across over there to Payne. Payne trying to find a gap, but it closes because Bleakley from one side and Brennan from the other. They take care of him in that regard. Brett LeMan flicks it back. Payne, cross over to Sal. McDonald says, you go. And Sal keeps on going. And a good run. Ends up about 15 metres inside Redcliffe territory. Well, he launched him off there, McDonald, and away he went. That was the end of the section. Here's Lindenberg. 30 metres out now from the Redcliffe line. Eastern Suburbs in possession. They lead by 2-0. Brigginshaw over to Tengdall. Tengdall to Kelly. Ooh, Kelly losing his footing. Johnny laying up in the grandstand to pass on his instructions. And notice the trainer running backwards and forwards to Lange up there. Here's the final tackle. So watch for a bit of action from here. Over to Brigginshaw. He decides to run. Now he puts it up. It's very high. Chapman's waiting for it over there. He takes it. Immediately barreled into the ground. Got up. And he got it a second time. So now we see Redcliffe. Still down in their own quarter now. Forster playing it back. Away from dummy half is Brown. Brown well wrapped up. Bernarden's up as dummy half. 16 minutes of the second half have gone here at Lang Park. Bernarden to dummy half again. Over there to Paul Kahn. Kahn will be tackled. One out stuff all the way from Redcliffe. Final tackle. Back over to Cajuski. Says, I'll have a kick. Straight into Brad Backer. Knocked it on.
Yes, Cajusi, well, just kicking it, but Backer making it.
Colin Part feeds the scrum. Penalty East. Penalty Eastern Suburbs out of that scrum.
Well, they're not winning the scrums, Redcliffe, that they need, and there's Mark Murray.
Talking about those scrums, Mick, they're going East's way by 11-6. He's warming up, Murray.
Yes.
John Barber. Looks as though he might throw the halfback into the action.
Where? I don't know.
Yes, that is a decision to make. Quite a decision to make. So now Eastern Suburbs take the tap inside the quarter. No tries on the board as yet at Lang Park. Both teams defending quite desperately. Lindenberg running across field. Now he gets it away to Gavin Jones. Here's the big second rower on the bustle. He's going for that corner, but oh, he's into touch. Very, very close again.
Oh, let's have a look at that. Really strong running.
There's Mark Murray. Getting ready to go on the field. Here it is. Now, Lindenberg was in a bit of trouble here, but he got it to Kelly. They all seem to run away from him a bit. Then here he goes, working across field, and then to Jones. Not much in that one either, Mick.
No.
And the big fellow going for the corner.
And it was Colin Part who held him back long enough for Forster to get there and do the job.
Mark Murray coming on, and Terry Webb is off. So that'll be a bit of rearrangement in the team. Here's Paul Kahn. So this is a gamble halfway through the second half. 20
minutes to go, Bill, and be interesting to see just where he fits in there. I thought Webb was going quite well.
So now it's Redcliffe in possession. This is Mitch Brennan. Hemmed in, nowhere to go. halfway through the second half.
And if I had a feeling, I'd say he's just starting to get the ascendancy a little bit here, Bill.
Ball flying away from Mark Murray this time, and it's going to be knocked on over there by Bleakley.
Not the best pass.
So we'll have a scrum right on the Redcliffe quarter line.
And that's why I thought Webb might stay there. He's the only ball mover that Redcliffe have got other than Khan. They're in trouble.
So now where's Murray? Murray's going down in lock. Mark Murray packing down in the lock forward position, which means that Benson would have gone up into the second row, probably. Dolly. Yes, he has. He's into the second row with Wally Fullerton Smith.
Not a big pack, is it?
It's very light. So now, here's Forster. Got out of the tackle of Kelly. Now he's away to Brown. This is a bit of a chance. But McDonald from behind with a nice tackle. He totally confused the fullback Payne, but McDonald was the one to take it from behind. Here's Murray now. Murray over the quarter. Redcliffe on the attack, thanks to a good run by the winger Brown. Bleakley from dummy half. Bleakley put over.
Won't do it that way, though. It's got to be teamwork.
Dummy half waiting for it this time is Mitch Brennan. Back over to Murray. Murray now away to Fullerton Smith. Fullerton Smith out of 1-2 tackles. Try to get the pass back, but there'll be a knock on in there. Knock on.
Oh, good football. Wally Fullerton Smith nearly unloading nicely, as you'll... Maybe it's worth a short look at it. Here it is. A good run from Murray. Fullerton Smith running onto it. Now watch this. He sees the guy coming and throws the short pass, but it goes to ground.
It was Forster coming through there. Penalty Redcliffe. Penalty Redcliffe out of the scrum.
So they can't kick for goal.
So we'll see what they do. Bernardin's going to kick for touch. Kicks it back a little bit. Now they'll take the tap. They've got 6 tackles to work it out from here. 18 minutes remaining in the match. The question still hanging over it. Who'll take out the 1983 Winfield Cup? Who knows? It's been a tight old affair. East with a 2-point lead. 2-0. Redcliffe using up one of the tackles. Bernardin. Back over to Kajewski. The head goes down. Back to Bernardin. Bernardin turning around. The ball's gone loose. It'll be an East ball, I think. Referee Eddie Ward will have a bit of working out to do in there. There are a few of them had a job at it.
East ball.
Now to come away with it is Shane McNally. So that takes the pressure off them somewhat.
Oh, Redcliffe panicking a bit on that occasion instead of spinning it and letting their backs do a bit of work.
So back it goes to Cavill Hugh. Hugh put to the ground about 20 metres out from the East line. Back over to Brett Levan. He unloads it then to Cavill Hugh. Lost by McDonald. Ball rolling loose. He'll regather. So that'll force the scrum. So fluctuating fortunes at Lang Park.
Well, McDonald looking for that ball. I won't blame him for dropping that one. He's had one hell of a lot of pressure there. Players grappling at him as he went for it. And he recovered and covered his mistake. Good football.
Scrum just about on the East quarter line. In by Colin Parts. He'll take it out. Dummies. Cover tackle there. Is going to put him over. That's Brett Levan, the lock forward. This is Mark Murray. Murray wrapped up. Larry Brigginshaw, the tackler. Mitch Brennan from dummy half. Over there to Steve Cherry. Cherry grabbed by Tengdall. And also Backer in from the wing. 2 points to nil. Eastern Suburbs leading it. It's Redcliffe putting on the pressure. Mark Murray. Murray put down 9 metres out. Fullerton Smith to dummy half. Over to Little Hart. Back inside then to Bleakley. Bleakley tackled by Shane McNally, but they keep it alive. Back it comes to Khan. Outside then to Brown. Back to Khan again. Khan sends it back the other way. Forster on then to Bleakley. Bleakley to Fullerton Smith. Fullerton Smith wrapped up in the tackle. Here's the final tackle on its way. Watch for a bomb from Redcliffe. Bernardin is dummy half. Puts in a little chip kick, not much of a kick, knocked back. It comes into the hands of Benson. Benson over the top. Here's Chapman for the corner. Can he make it? No. Barreled out.
Oh, great defence from Eastern Suburbs. Superb.
One would have thought he was there, Mick.
Oh, he was going for the line. Top defence from Eastern Suburbs. Oh, they're looking stronger and stronger, the young Tigers.
So now it's Wayne Lindenberg. East down on their own line. Attempting to ruck it out from here. Larry Brigginshaw hurtled himself into that tackle, Mick, and I thought for sure that Chapman was going to make it, but then all of a sudden, whack, the defence arrived, and he just like running into a brick wall.
Yes.
Now this is Trevor Patterson. Patterson still going. Patterson away. Nice big strong run. So they're up to about 30 metres out from their own line now, East. They've recovered nicely. Brigginshaw. A big towering kick from him. Back over the head of Forster. Forster will take it just inside his own quarter line. First tackle is successful, that of Maxall. So now it's still East leading by 2 points to 0. And just under 15 minutes remaining in the match. No tries. Plenty of close ones, but none on the board as yet. This is Mitch Brennan. Wrapped up.
It quite amazes me, Bill, that Redcliffe aren't using their back line as much as Eastern Suburbs are using theirs.
Steve Cherry. He's tackled. Not much passing going on at the moment. A little bit this time as Colin Part with it, but he goes up the middle. Dodging, weaving, still going a little half-back. Got away from the next one, but he was ankle tapped there and put down by Brett Leman was the one to knock him off balance. Final tackle coming up. Redcliffe in possession. Dummy half. Here's Shane Bernarden. He in turn sends it back to Mark Murray. Put to the ground, and there's the changeover.
Well, fitness is going to tell now who's the fittest team, because that's the team that will win the 1983 grand final.
So this is Wayne Lindenberg. Lindenberg still going. He got it back inside to Tengdall. Tengdall up over the halfway. Has he got the pace? Tengdall stretching out. Chapman making a bit of headway at him. No, he's in. Tengdall will run around and score underneath the post. And Eastern Suburbs in for the first try. That could be the secret of the whole thing. He's over for the try. They have a lead of 6-0.
Oh, waiting all day, Eastern Suburbs, for this. And it was Lindenberg, the fancy little lad who got the short pass, and Tengdall ran onto it. And this bloke is a former winger. No one was going to catch him. Chapman was going up and down in the one place. He dived, but it was shut the gate. The horse had bolted, and all the Eastern Suburbs players saying, here, round here, put it down near the post.
Well, Brad Backer was right behind him. He had Backer there if he needed him, but Tengdall put his head down and decided, this is it, I'm just going to go. So you'll see that from here. There it goes. Now here he is from the head on. Here's Tengdall stepping out. There's Chapman, the only one with any chance. Backer was outside of him. He had one little look. Chapman had to have a go, but he just couldn't touch him. And he's driving for the line, taking notice of Brad Backer, who's saying, take it round, and still talking to him all the way around. So Eastern Suburbs in for a try and a lead of 6-0.
Oh, grand stuff. A really good grand final. I think that makes it close for East to take this one out. We'll see what Redcliffe can throw at them. I think Redcliffe can blame themselves if they haven't tossed the ball wide and used the flankers more. They've been trying to take it in the forwards.
So it's 6 points to 0 at the moment. Shane McNally attempting to make it 8 points to 0. And he does. So Eastern Suburbs lead Redcliffe 8 points to some very close tries. But finally Eastern Suburbs have opened up the try scoring action. And Brett Tengdall, the man to do it.
The man who missed him was Colin Part. He was the man left lying on the ground.
So there's the kick-off now. 13 minutes remaining in the match. And Eastern Suburbs haven't won a grand final since 78. But I would imagine, Mick, they'll be making every poster winner from here.
Oh, that'll lift their tails up no end indeed.
There's Sal, midway between the quarter and halfway, down in Eastern Suburbs territory. This is Shane McNally. McNally about to play it. Well, that's certainly brought the crowd alive. Here's Gavin Jones. Jones up the centre, but wrapped up.
They're starting to look very healthy, Eastern Suburbs.
Well, Mick, they've got that converted try under their tail, and they're still in front, haven't they?
What I meant was they're getting their tails up. Those youngsters are starting to run onto it.
So here's Lindenberg putting it up. Forster is back there. Lindenberg coming at him, takes him ball and all, puts him to the ground inside his own quarter. So now, away from dummy half is Chapman. Tackled right on the quarter line. Bernarden is the dummy half. Back over to Kajewski. Kajewski charging straight ahead. it's Redcliffe in possession, 20 metres short of the halfway mark.
A little bit of nonsense going on out in the outer.
Well, I suppose it had to happen, Mick. It's a pretty hot day.
And the lunatic soup is starting to do its work.
Meanwhile, here's Redcliffe in possession. Paul Kahn sends it over the top. This is Mitch Brennan. Brennan tackled a couple of metres inside, started to go again. As a matter of fact, he got the ball back to Cherry. Cherry over the top, then to Chapman. Chapman sent it back inside to Brennan. He lost. It'll be an East ball. Eastern Suburbs with it. It'll be Shane McNally coming away with it. He's done that a couple of times, Mick. Has been able to get in there and get possession.
He's had a good game, McNally. Steady and in the middle. Could have hit the line a little bit harder early in the match, but he's making up for it now. And, of course, that right boot of his, 8 points.
So there it is. Max Sale just about on the halfway mark. Eastern Suburbs in possession, have a lead of 8 points to 0. 10.5 minutes remaining in the match. And that Winfield Cup starting to wedge its way towards Stone's corner. Now, big strong run by Cavill. Hugh up to just about on the quarter line. Here's the final tackle. So across over there to Lindenberg, runs a little bit, now he lets it go, quick hands out to Brad Backer. Backer cutting back inside, but eventually tackled into touch.
Final tackle, Eastern Suburbs, good tactics, do the work, into touch, have a scrum, you've got a chance of getting the ball back.
So now referee Ward taking a report from a touch judge, and it will be Brett Leman to be called out. Something's happened in the back play over there.
Oh, hasn't it been a ripping grand final?
Oh, great stuff.
Oh, unbelievable.
In by Colin Part, taken out by Colin Part. Tackle though, still 10 metres out from his own line. So now back to Mark Murray. Murray driven back in the tackle there by Larry Brigginshaw.
Don't know whether that was a good tactical move to take Webb off, but, well, we'll never know, really.
Mitch Brennan there, tackled on the quarter line. So now it's Benson getting it away this time to Brown, rather. Brown up over the halfway, shaped a kick. He's tackled, got out of that one. Still going over in the centre. He's lost a boot in the process. Tackled by McDonald right on the quarter line. The boot went flying.
And he kept running.
He sure did. From the play the ball back to Shane Bernarden. Bernarden getting it away then to Forster. Forster outside to Kahn. Kahn making great headway, but going to be tackled, and a nice tackle over there too.
Should have let it go, Paul Kahn.
Man in underneath was Ray Kelly. He's hurt himself in the tackle a bit too. Back to Bernarden. Bernarden puts it up. Payne is back there. Payne jumps up, takes it, but tackled in the in-goal area. It'll be a drop out from underneath the goal mouth.
8 minutes and 37 seconds left. Redcliffe pressuring Eastern Suburbs.
So they'll drop out from underneath the goal mouth. East with a lead of 8 points to 0. Shane McNally drives it up, carrying back there towards Forster, who'll be the one to take it. Forster decides to run it out, 25 metres out from his own line before he's tackled. So now it's Redcliffe. Can they come back? They've got 8 minutes to do it, but they won't do it that way. Shane Bernarden knocking it on.
Conditions starting to tell. Hot weather getting to the Redcliffe players.
Running for this scrum to pack down now. In by Brigginshaw. Comes out the back of the scrum. McDonald did well to come in from the wing to dive at that, because Part was very quickly around. He'd put Brigginshaw off balance, but McDonald swooped in from the wing to take it. So here's Payne working his way up the centre. Gavin Payne, 20 metres short of the halfway mark. Max Sale from dummy half over there to Ray Kelly. Kelly held up on the tackle of Trevor Benson. So back to Cavill Hugh, rather. Hugh was looking at all directions. So back to Brigginshaw. Brigginshaw to Lindenberg. Lindenberg got away from Kajewski. He's setting up the centre. Back to Larry Brigginshaw. Then away to Leman. Leman gets it on to Patterson. Patterson starting to move solidly. Gets it away to Backer. Backer taken ball and all over there by Forster and into touch.
Oh, great cover defence. Great attack from Eastern Suburbs. Oh, Patterson running strongly and then unloading that one-arm pass to Backer. and Forster coming over the top. He's had a good game, that Forster.
There's a replacement on there for Eastern Suburbs, Mick. Player leaving the field is Gavin Jones. And Lachlan Bogle is the man to come onto the field for Eastern Suburbs. Lachlan Bogle for Gavin Jones. So a penalty there to Redcliffe. Penalties going east way by 8-6. They're getting the scrums by 12-9. They've won 4 scrums against the feed. Redcliffe have won 3.
Who did you say had left the field, Bill?
Gavin Jones, Mick.
Right. Sorry, I thought you might have said Patterson. I wasn't listening. I'm totally absorbed with this game. It's a ripper.
It's been a top-class match, and just on 6 minutes of it remaining, with East with a lead of 8-0 at the moment. And one would say, Mick, they'd have a job to knock them off from here.
Yes, 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and well, they're not showing the attack, I feel, although we've had a few breaks from Redcliffe. They're not able to finish the Eastern Suburbs cover defence, far too speedy.
Here's Brennan getting it back over there to Steve Cherry, but Cherry a couple of metres short of that halfway mark when he's eventually stopped. From the play of the ball, Colin Parts back over then, this time to Mark Murray. Part from dummy half again. He's going to be taken in the tackle. Very quickly up on top of him was Tengdall, the try scorer for Eastern Suburbs. There's Bernardin with the boot. Gavin Payne lets it bounce. And again, now he's got it. Paul Kahn in front, but he moved away from Kahn. Brings it up to about 20 metres out from his own line. Lachlan Bogle is the dummy half. Bogle over the quarter. So it's Maxwell. He's content to run it out. There's McDonald over there, Mick. He's getting into the action. So over to Wayne Lindenberg. Lindenberg through. No support, has he? He has Backer. Flicked the back inside. End up beautifully in Backer's hands, and this will be a try. Brad Backer away with 3 Eastern Suburbs players inside, and that'll wrap up the 83 Winfield Cup as Brad Backer is over underneath the post. And Eastern Suburbs career away with a big lead now of 12-0.
And it's taken a little while for that man called Lindenberg to weave his magic. But just watch this replay. Just watch how he goes down that sideline, stands 2-3 times. He stands up the opposition. Here he goes. Once. Through he goes. Now watch this. Twice. And then the short pass inside, and there is no one there. Only McDonald. And he's wishing he had the ball as he follows Backer around under the post.
Brad Backer having a cursory glance over the shoulder, and there's Johnny Lang receiving all the congratulations from the East officials. I noticed Brian Smart, their secretary, in there, and they're very happy boys now. And I guess it was a beautiful sight to see not only Lindenberg come through, but an even more beautiful sight to see Brad Backer take it, stretch out over the quarter line, and to see no one inside except his own players. Around goes Brad Backer, and he is over underneath the post. Shane McNally about to convert the try. It's 12-0, soon to become 14-0, and Eastern Suburbs have it all wrapped up.
Oh, and they've earned it. I've been watching Lindenberg all day. There's Backer in the corner. Well, he wasn't. He was right under the post.
There's a kick by McNally. It's over. And the game is as good as over. It's been a top-class final. 4 minutes remaining. And Eastern Suburbs have a lead of 14 points. The tap about to be taken by Shane McNally.
Speaking about those players, some of them are going to England in the off-season.
Here's another big break coming up. This is Cavill Hugh. Hugh put down about 25 metres out from the Redcliffe line. We have our Sabre Sports Wear men of the match coming up, one from each side. We'll do those at the end of the match, and also the try of the match will be presenting for you too. We have a couple to choose from, but I don't think there'll be too much doubts about it, Mick.
No. I tell you what, a grand exhibition. Oh, Lindenberg knocked over after the kick. Eddie Ward says play on.
Play on. There's Forster back in the in-goal area. McDonald's over there. He followed through, tackled him back over the dead ball line just to make sure it was all happening.
Tell you what, haven't seen much of this McDonald, and we were speaking about him being overawed. No such luck. There he is. I shouldn't say luck, no such chance really. He's been keen all day and following that ball.
Shane Bernardin to drop out from underneath the goal mouth. And coming through is Mitch Brennan, and he takes it. Good piece of work, that. Paul Kahn ends up with it. Unfortunately for Redcliffe, it's all a little bit too late.
Cavalhue, the man down injured. He's up now, though.
And so we see Kajewski with it now. Kajewski about 30 metres out from his own line.
And, you know, I think when those changes came about by Barber, that's when East gained the ascendancy, Bill.
Now, here's Redcliffe, not to be denied, but pass back inside is going to be picked up. Coming through there this time and eventually held up in the tackle.
Trevor Benson going well there.
It was Benson making some quite good ground. Can Redcliffe finish up with a try, Mick? Mark Murray, no, they won't, because he's lost it. So back it goes then across to Gavin Payne. Payne will be grabbed by... Oh, no! Breaking away, Steve Cherry with the try.
Oh, how easy was that? Payne absolutely crestfallen there. They wanted to keep Redcliffe tryless. Watch this.
So did I at the double.
Well, the ball is knocked on. It goes back to Payne. Right now, he runs with the ball, and watch this. Cherry goes, oh, thank you very much. Extracts it from him and bolts.
Now there's a try for Redcliffe late in the match. It'll make it a little bit more presentable from their point of view. 14 points to 4 at the moment, soon to become 14 points to 6. But outside of that, here it is. Straight away off.
Mr. Ward immediately set play on. And Cherry would be thinking, why? There he is. Why couldn't I have done that a little bit earlier?
There's the kick, and it is through. John Chapman converts the try. Eastern Suburbs leading by 14-6 in this grand final. And we're into the final minute, so let's start working through the scoring. Eastern Suburbs, 2 tries. Try by Brett Tengdall and a try by Brad Backer. We saw Shane McNally put over 3 goals from 3 attempts, 3 from 3. For Redcliffe, a try by Cherry, which you've just seen. Chapman has kicked 1 goal from 2 attempts. The scrums in the match have gone East way by 12-9. Penalties have gone East way by 9-6. Other statistics out of the game: Redcliffe have lost the ball on 20 occasions, East 17. Missed tackles, Redcliffe 22, East 17. And kicks in general play, East 24 to Redcliffe's 19.
And those general mistakes you were talking about, 17 and 22, that's about the state of the game too, because there was not much in it until Tingle ran away and scored that try beautifully for Eastern Suburbs. Up until that point, it was, well, 50-50. And they're counting down.
Counting down, all right. Crowd getting ready to come onto the field. The hoot is just about to go. And referee Eddie Ward calls it off, but it's all over. And Eastern Suburbs have won the 1983 Winfield Cup. And I would imagine a very elated Johnny Lang down there with all of the Eastern Suburbs supporters, and also, of course, their